Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good morning. Me, not so much. I had no internet. I had to go down to my neighbor to reschedule my live twice. So I do apologize about that. If you could please like, share, and subscribe. That would be wonderful. I wonder if it is sharing to TikTok because I put it to share to TikTok or to go live for TikTok. I wonder if it is. I don't think so. Oh God, I cannot stand that girl. Chloe Williams. I guess, I don't know why it didn't go live. I put it down for it too. But oh well. I'm just trying to keep learning new things. I'm going to make my intro a little bit longer today. After I clean my apartment. So, all right. Today we're going to talk about the two little girls that were found in the bathroom. In I want to say California, but I think they were pretty close to the Arizona. But the mom was found in the Arizona desert. They do have a few suspects that we'll go over and discuss and try to figure this out. They did have a sister that was being raised by their grandparents. I do know that they were planning to reunite. I think they said that this was a lot, so they kind of wanted to take it slow in the meantime. So I brought up the blog for the missing for the NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So let's read what they have to say about it. I think it's a fascinating story. I'm glad that these girls were found, in the bathroom of all places. And we will get to a point where that it'll explain how they believe that the girls got into the bathroom also. So, all right, let's get this going. Here's a picture of the mom. She was really pretty. Really pretty. So, this was updated 8/7 of 2025. I guess maybe after they were found. DNA is the best, I'll tell you. DNA. In 1989, a young woman was found murdered in the Arizona desert. For decades, she remained unidentified, known only as Jane Doe. Then, in 2022, a breakthrough investigators finally uncovered her name using updated fingerprinting technology. Jane Doe was Marina Ramos. But when cops contacted her family, they got shocking news. Marina had two baby girls, 13 months old Elizabeth and her 1-month-old sister Jasmin. So, where are Elizabeth and Jasmin Ramos? So let's watch the video here. No sound. Well, for sure it has to have sound. Okay, let's pause it. Because things were going so beautifully. Oh, it's muted.
At ages 37 and 36, thanks to age progressions created by a neck. They were babies when they vanished. Elizabeth and Jasmin Ramos. No reports, no headlines, just gone. 30 years later, their family is still searching for them. Now, for the first time, we can show you what Elizabeth and Jasmin may look like today at ages 37 and 36, thanks to age progressions created by a neck forensic artist. The mystery began in the Mohave Desert in the winter of 1989.
December of 1989, there were 4 women, tourists from Ohio, who were traveling on their way down Highway 93, which is coming out of Las Vegas.
The women followed a sign to a ghost town, but what they found was a nightmare.
They thought they were looking at a dead animal, and it turned out to be a female homicide victim. The detectives arrived on scene. They found a female victim between 25 to 35 years. She was naked. She was lying on the side of the dirt road.
For over 30 years, she had no name. Then, in 2022, improved fingerprint technology finally gave her back her name, Marina Ramos. Detectives recently tracked down Marina's cousin, Esther. Her first question: where are Marina's children?
Esther said, "What happened to the 2 little girls?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about, 2 little girls." There was no indication that there were any children out there in the middle of the desert, only her, and nothing to indicate that the 2 little girls had been victims of homicide either.
Now detectives aren't just solving a murder. They're searching for 2 missing girls, and they need your help to find them. The girls were last seen by their aunt in Bakersfield, California, in August of 1989. Their mother, Marina, said she was headed to Ontario, California. But no one knows what happened next.
The mystery that surrounds what happened to the 2 little girls is haunting, because I firmly believe that they're still alive.
Take a good look. These are age-progressed images of Elizabeth and Jasmin Ramos, now 37 and 36. Could you be one of them? Or do you know someone who might be? If you have information about this case, please call 1-800-843-5678.
Wow. Isn't that wild how we've come so far in our lives that they're just finding everybody? I mean, look at the Golden State Killer. I mean, it only took how many years to find him, but man, they found him, right? Like, they found him, and he's now in prison for the rest of whatever life he has left. But he lived most of his life outside of prison, so that's even more wilder. All right, let's finish reading what we had started. Now, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is releasing the first ever age-progressed images of what Elizabeth and Jasmin might look like today at ages 37 and 36. Creating these images was a challenge since there was only one photo of Elizabeth and no known photos of Jasmin, who was only 1 month old when she vanished. Neck forensic artist based both new aged progressed images on the single photo of Elizabeth, along with the photo of their mother, Marina. The resulting images are nearly identical, but investigators are hoping the pictures will spark recognition from someone in the public to help find Elizabeth and Jasmin. Excuse me. A discovery in the desert in December 1989. 4 tourists veered off Highway 93 near Dolan Springs, Arizona, and discovered the body of a young woman, naked and brutally murdered. She had no identification. Investigators believe she had been killed at the scene just hours earlier. The case went cold. Then, in 2022, investigator Lori Miller of the Mohave County Sheriff's Office resubmitted the victim's fingerprints using newly advanced FBI technology. This time, a match came back. Marina Ramos, a 28-year-old mother from California. Her prints were on a file from a previous arrest for shoplifting, sometime before her death. Now investigators are working to piece together Marina's final days, hoping the clues will lead them to the missing girls. Marina's sister, Margarita, shared this note for our readers. This has been a hard time for me and my family, as we always wondered where the girls may be. We all have been hurting as a family for well over 30 years. Not knowing where my wonderful innocent baby nieces ended up. We just want to bring our family together again and get to know our nieces' family members. I hope by finding them, this will allow my sister to finally rest in peace, knowing her sweet babies are safe here in this world and living wonderful lives. We hope you can please help us. If you know any information, please come forward. So what we know, in August of 1989, Esther, Marina's cousin, was taking care of Elizabeth and Jasmin while Marina was in jail for the shoplifting. Investigators said when Marina was released from jail, she picked up her daughters from Esther's house. She was with a man known only as Fernando. Marina said that they were heading to Ontario, California to start a new life. When investigators identified Marina in 2022 and located her family, Esther worked with an artist to regenerate a sketch of Fernando. Detectives would like to identify and speak with him. So that's what Fernando looks like. So she apparently went to pick up her girls after she got out of jail. She was with this gentleman, and he gave her these hopes and dreams that they were going to go start a new life in Ontario, California. In December 1989, Marina's body was found in the Arizona desert. The girls were not with her, and there were no signs children had been at the scene. Investigators believe Marina may have left the girls with someone she trusted. One theory investigators have, the girls were dropped off with someone and unknowingly raised under different identities. Based on evidence at the scene, authorities believe 2 individuals were involved in Marina's murder. One possibly between 5 feet 10 inches and 6 feet 2 inches. The other between 5 foot 4 inches and 5 foot 8 inches. Marina may have traveled between Bakersfield, Los Angeles, Ontario, and Las Vegas in the weeks before her death. Look closely at the age-progressed images. Do they resemble someone you know, a friend, coworker, neighbor, or even yourself? Were you in California or Arizona in 1989? Did you encounter a woman with 2 baby girls named Elizabeth and Jasmin? No tip is too small. Someone remembers. Someone knows. It haunts me, said Investigator Miller. I believe they're still out there, and I believe someone knows something. Even if you think you could be one of them, contact us. If you have any information about the murder of Marina Ramos or whereabouts of Elizabeth and Jasmin, contact the Mohave County Sheriff Office at 928-753-0753 or NECMIC at 1-800-843-5678. You can also submit a tip at missingkids.org. They put together a really nice thing there. All right, let's go to some.
The great mystery. Once again, a daunting responsibility.
It's a case that stuck with Mohave County Sheriff's Office investigator Lori Miller.
The dirt knows. If it could just tell me.
Trying to figure out who killed 28-year-old Marina Ramos here in 1989. What happened to her two little girls missing ever since.
She had her two little girls with her.
It was a cold case until Miller was recently able to identify Marina Ramos, learning about her daughters who were never seen again.
I always said that. In my heart, I think they're still alive.
Miller has never wavered, even traveling out of state to search for the girls.
And then that one day, there it is. And you realize that all you've done for years is finally come to a successful conclusion.
That day coming in August, after Marina's family provided DNA to help with the search for the girls, now 37 and 36 years old.
I think my heart fell down into my feet.
Miller learning about a match on a genetic genealogy website, tracing the sample to its source.
I grew up with the name Tina, and just recently I found out my real name is Jasmin Ramos.
It's a call neither Tina or her older sister Melissa will ever forget.
I don't know. I just ran out of the room and didn't even know how to process what was being said.
The two sitting down with me weeks after learning the news.
I'm still trying to process it.
Even seeing the stories we shared.
New images are being released in a decades-old murder case full of twists and turns.
To see those age progression photos, that must have been weird to see.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I'm like, that was pretty spot on.
I didn't know what I was looking at first, and my husband was like, that's supposed to be you.
Decades-old newspaper clippings help tell the sister's story.
They had been found in the park on December 14th of 1989 in Oxnard, and we found Marina December 12th in Mohave County.
Just babies discovered in the bathroom of a Southern California park and later adopted.
To learn that your mom was a victim and that she didn't leave you in that California park, that it was someone else.
I was sad to know that my mom is gone and I will never be able to see her. Sorry, it still hits me a little bit.
As teenagers, the sisters were told about their adoption, now learning much more.
I was happy to know that all those abandonment issues that I dealt with when I was a kid was automatically released for me.
Both have their own complex emotions and still so many questions.
You don't know that in some people's lives you're missing. In your own, you're right here.
You're reading this story of these two little girls who got abandoned, and you're I don't really know, how are you supposed to feel about that? It's I was a baby, so I don't remember. I want everyone to know that I'm okay. I'm here. I've lived a beautiful life. I have a wonderful husband.
Tina now lives in Oregon. Melissa recently moving here to Arizona. Both have children of their own.
Do you have a hope for the future with all of this?
I would like to meet the family in person. As much of them, like I said, as that they would like to meet me. From there, it would just be how we feel together.
The sisters sharing the similarities they already see.
It's how is my sister like my mom? And we don't know her.
Nervous, emotional, scared. Now adults piecing their own stories together.
This is what I've been searching for and wanting for a very, very long time. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to learn who I am, learn who Jasmin Ramos is.
We're doing good, and may the search continue for the next missing person, and hopefully they find some more success stories.
Miller isn't done working this case. She spent time doing further testing and going through police reports. She believes 3 people, a woman and 2 men seen with the girls in that park back in 1989 could be suspects in Marina's death. We will continue to follow this case in the coming days. Ashley Holden, ABC 15, Arizona.
2 California sisters missing for 36 years have now been found alive and well. Police found both Jasmin and Elizabeth Ramos in Ventura County, California, living under new names. Neither of them had any idea that they'd been reported missing. Apparently, their mother was killed. She was stabbed multiple times and found dead in Arizona back in 1989. Somebody walking by found the girls. At the time, they were just 2 months and 14 months old. They were just babies. The girls were adopted by a couple and raised together.
2019, the Mohave County Police Department decided to set up a cold case unit to investigate cases that they had not been able to solve. One of them that they decided to zero in on was that of this woman whose body, her stabbed body, had been found. Didn't know who she was, had no identification on her. Fast forward 3 years from there, they decided to take the fingerprints from that dead woman and see if there was any fingerprint information in any of the files. Lo and behold, they found a fingerprint match. And with that match, they found a name and an address. They went to the address that they found, and they found a roommate, turned out to be a relative. They got from a family member then DNA evidence from the person. And that then allowed them to identify indeed who this woman was. The person who they originally gotten the DNA evidence from, they thought had been a shoplifter, and her family said she sometimes used an alias. That then led them to check the DNA database of people all over. And it led to these 2 little girls who in 1989, when their mother had been reported missing, the children had been reported missing too.
2 California sisters missing for 36 years have now been found alive and well. Police found both Jasmin and Elizabeth Ramos in Ventura County, California, living under new names. Neither of them had any idea that they'd been reported missing. What? Like, how did this story unfold? Apparently, their mother was killed. She was stabbed multiple times and found dead in Arizona back in 1989. Somebody walking by found the girls. At the time, they were just 2 months and 14 months old. They were just babies. Days after they went missing, after he heard kids crying in a park bathroom. That's where they were found. At the time, police didn't make the connection between those missing girls, again, found separately from the mother. The girls were adopted by a couple and raised together. Now, the investigation, of course, is shifting to search for their mother's killer. Rahima Ellis has more. This 3 decades, Rahima, that this connection was never made. How did police end up either tracking these girls down? Was it coincidental? How did they find them?
It's not a coincidence at all. This is a result of good old-fashioned detective work, actually. In 2019, the Mohave County Police Department decided to set up a cold case unit to investigate cases that they had not been able to solve. One of them that they decided to zero in on was that of this woman whose body, her stabbed body, had been found. Didn't know who she was, had no identification on her. Fast forward 3 years from there, they decided to take the fingerprints from that dead woman and see if there was any fingerprint information in any of the files. Lo and behold, they found a fingerprint match. And with that match, they found a name and an address. They went to the address that they found, and they found a roommate, turned out to be a relative. They got from a family member then DNA evidence from the person. And that then allowed them to identify indeed who this woman was. The person who they originally gotten the DNA evidence from, they thought had been a shoplifter, and her family said she sometimes used an alias. That then led them to check the DNA database of people all over. And it led to these 2 little girls who, in 1989, when their mother had been reported missing, the children had been reported missing too.
Wow. It is just incredible to think about. Do we know anything about their reaction tonight? What about the search to find the killer of their mother?
We don't know about that, but we do know that the girls had been keeping some sort of clips and files over the years because they were curious. They were raised by a foster family. And what we know now is that police have put out some information about what witnesses say they saw that day. They saw that the family had been together with 2 men in a car, and the police are putting out this information hoping it might jog someone's memory.
Well, definitely a story we're going to keep tracking. Rahima Ellis, thank you very much for bringing us that one. Appreciate it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on